Hello, Masters here. Today I'm going to share my opinion on why tier lists are bad and inaccurate in Minecraft 1.9 PvP. Before this video starts, please remember that it's 100% my opinion. If you disagree, that's fine. Just please don't come and harass me for being a stranger having their own opinion. I'm going to cover 5 reasons on why tier lists are bad. Without further ado, let's start with the first reason. 1. It's community based. Unlike Valorant or CSGO where ranks are official by the game developers, the Minecraft tier list is run by players who are not even a part of Mojang. Now, community-based things aren't always a bad thing, but I have a feeling that the tier list can be corrupt where people are subjective to biases, hypocrisy, unfair treatment, and so on. That's why I struggle to trust a system that presents itself as official when in reality it's just a group of players acting as the authority. I watched and heard a lot of people's stories how they were unfairly treated by the tier list and how unfair they were and so on. I don't have more to share on this, but yeah. 2. It's subjective. The tiers that people get comes from human judgment, which means they are ultimately shaped by subjective evaluation rather than any perfectly objective metric. For example, what defines a high tier 2 or a low tier 1? Is it their spacing, crit spam, how much HP they lasted, combos? Because it's full of opinions on what makes a player in a specific tier, it can cause a lot of disagreements and arguments because everyone thinks their interpretation is the correct one. In the past, when I was a part of the PvP community, I witnessed a lot of people sharing their own opinions about what certain tiers look like based on a player's playstyle. One guy says that a high tier 3 is when their reach is 2.8 blocks. One guy says that high tier 3 is when they combo well, and one guy defines what low tier 2 is. It's just filled with opinions so much that the tier system stopped being a measurement of skill and turned into a collection of random personal definitions that contradicts each other. So if you ask any player what tier they think you are, you'll just get a lot of random answers instead of the same answer over and over. 3. It can be faked. The tiers that a lot of people have can be distorted since a person who claims to be that tier can suddenly perform in an unusual way, making their supposed skill level look inconsistent or suspicious. Now, what do I mean by this? What I mean is that a player might play or behave in a way that doesn't match their tier. For example, let's say you queue for a sword 1v1. When you look closely at your opponent's name, you see LT3 next to it, meaning low tier 3. You might assume they're not very skilled because their tier is relatively low. However, once the duel starts, you notice that their spacing, jump resets, and combos are so clean and precise that they resemble a PvP Grandmaster. There's many possible reasons of why this happens. 1. They're a smurf where they play competitively on a new alternative account. 2. They're closet cheating or toggling when they notice that they're losing. Or 3. Their tier testing was inaccurate. All of these reasons can explain why a player doesn't play the tier that others expect them to be. 4. Some people define their worth to it. What I witnessed in the Minecraft PvP community is that some players tie their personal worth to their tier. When they fail to perform at the level their tier implies, they're no longer skilled, let alone losing social support. Players are afraid of what other people will perceive them if they lose skill in a PvP game. This can reduce self-esteem and make players less likely to continue training and learning. Not only that, it can unnecessarily cause a lot of stress because to keep your tier, you are forced to fight people in the same tier as you. Otherwise, if you refuse and lose against them, your tier will either be labeled as fake by other people, or your tier will be demoted to a lower one. You cannot have fun learning or training when you adopt this mindset where being stuck or getting a low tier means you're still a noob. There's many reasons why a skilled player or a high tier ones like high tier 2 can play like a noob due to bad days, plateau, randomness, sleep deprivation, mental burnout, and the list goes on and on. However, because most Minecraft players rarely have this understanding, It's easy to quickly judge a player's skill rather than understanding why it happens. Finally, let's go to the fifth reason. 5. The system is a bit unfair and unrealistic. There's a few things that makes the tier list absurd. First to 10 are volatile. They can be distorted by stamina, matchup unfamiliarity, temporary mental swings, warm-up inconsistency, ping microvariance, and momentum snowballing. Second, you are forced to fight an opponent in their region to get a high tier. This is so backwards because cross-region fights introduce MS disadvantage, delayed hit registration, inconsistent knockback, broken spacing, and the list goes on and on. This stops measuring about skill and measures more about who suffers less from lag, basically measuring who has the better service condition. Even if a player did manage to win while being laggy, that doesn't mean every skilled player would automatically become good at abusing lag. It also does not mean that every player who passes a cross-region fight test will suddenly prefer playing on foreign servers during casual play. Most players will still choose their home region because it's more stable and comfortable. Another thing I want to mention is how much perfection this test requires to even get a high tier. Take a look at this screenshot for example. This guy defeated 2 low tier 2s and 2 high tier 2s, which is actually really impressive in my opinion. But when he lost once against a 3rd high tier 2 player, the system instantly marked the entire test as a fail. One mistake and everything else becomes irrelevant. Take another look at this new screenshot. He successfully beat 1 low tier 2, but when he lost to a 2nd low tier 2, he was instantly hit with a fail. This is so dumb because if he defeated a low tier 2 in an equal MS, then they're already low tier 2. I don't think the Minecraft community understands that pro players can lose to other pros too. There's a common misconception where if a skilled player loses to another skilled player who are in the same skill as them, they're no longer a pro. However, that's not the case. In competitive games, someone has to lose. It's not optional. Both players who are equally skilled can trade wins for sure, but one person has to lose because the game changes the outcome. They can't just tie the match like both of them are at an equal score. That's not how it works in competitive matches. Yeah, there's more to talk about this, but I don't want to make this video boring, so you'll understand what I mean. Anyways, that's the entire video, and I hope you found my reasons helpful, clear, and worth thinking about. If you think one of my points are wrong, feel free to share your debunks in the comment section. However, refrain from using insults because it doesn't make you right and won't strengthen your arguments. If you found this video informative, make sure you give me a like. If you enjoy my content, consider hitting that subscribe button because I'm 4 subscribers away from reaching 340 subscribers, and it will really make me happy if you do. If you don't want to, that's fine. You can continue scrolling and watch other videos. Have a good day, evening, or night, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!